the event page for this Veg Fest at Southwest. You can find everything on vegansouthwestflorida.org. And it looks like Mike has some announcements for us too.
We're ahead of schedule right now, so I just wanted to mention that everybody will be here till 4 o'clock, and we'll have a closing meditation with Zizo after he finishes his class. We're just going to start in a few minutes, right? 3:30. And then as soon as he finishes with his class, he'll come back here for meditation. Brad is going to be joining us next. Manang's for the voiceless. And you mentioned the YouTube channel. Yeah, aPlantBasedDiet.org. When you go to YouTube, that'll have all the videos on it. Our next event is Southwest Florida Veg Fest, and that's Sunday, the 16th of February. I'm going to move back here. Sunday, the 16th of February at Riverside Park in Bonita Springs. It's our biggest event. We've got speakers that were flying in, presenters from all over the country. Dr. Neil Barnard from PCRM, and also Dr. Michael Clapper, right? That's right. He's actually going around the medical schools right now, and he's teaching medical students about plant-based nutrition. So it's really important that you guys hear about that and what he's doing. And how about anything else? Actually, if you have not gotten a ride in an electric car over there, Jason is sitting over there. Yeah, don't point the microphone towards the speaker. Yeah, Denise, yeah. If you point it towards the speaker, it'll feedback. Yeah, Jason over here will give you a ride in an electric car if you have not ever taken a ride in one, and if you have not, I highly encourage that you do, because it's the future of transportation as far as I'm concerned. It right now, at least, is the most environmentally friendly form of vehicular transportation, and you probably know there's zero emissions, so you can actually run one in your house and no one dies. You probably know you can't even run your own car that you're driving internal combustion in your own garage with the door closed because of deadly carbon monoxide. So just for that reason alone, I would find out about electric cars if you don't know about them, because it might save your life. And not to mention, they're incredibly safe vehicles as well. So let's see. Why don't we get started early? Brad, do you want to get started early? Okay. Well, go ahead.
Let's give a warm welcome for Brad with Anonymous for the Voiceless.
Hey, Brad. Hello. Hello.
Where am I? Okay. So this means forwards. I don't know, wait until there's a picture. Hi. Hello. You're all troopers. You're all still out here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So, if you're wondering what we do, that's a little picture of it. We are an international outreach organization that deals with vegan activism. We like to lead people to a vegan conclusion, but we don't chase people down with pamphlets or do any disruptions. We just do public art performance. So we like to do, as you see here, public art. Do I point this way?
Just get it. It might not be on.
Oh wait, I heard it's late. It may not be on.
Sorry.
Once. This way direction. Any moment.
Alright, I'll do it for you.
Oh, look. So there we are in Toronto. We had the worldwide meetup from Anonymous Voices. So basically, we started in Australia about 3 years ago. It was a kind of a trial and error, trying to get a kind of cookie cutter form of activism that you can have the same kind of experience no matter where you are in the world. So if you're traveling to Toronto, if you're going to Minnesota, if you're going to Australia, going to UK, even Japan, there's chapters in Japan. You'll get the exact same formation. You don't even have to speak their language. You'll know what to do. You just have it's very easy to get involved. Wrong way. So yeah, there we are. There's our locations around the world. Just it's a little old. We actually have 1,000 chapters. At the time that picture was taken, there's around 800 chapters. So we've actually grown quite considerably. So that's one of the larger cubes. This took place in, I think it was London, and yeah. So people generally you have two components to the cube. You have people inside the cube who wear a mask, and they usually hold a laptop showing what, depending where you live, local slaughterhouse standard practice footage. And then you have another group of people who do outreach, and they speak to the general public. Usually, people come to us first, and then we have a conversation. So if we meet people where they're at, right? We want to make a scene. We want to make people interested. So this is definitely a way to get people's attention. So this is a picture of our most recent cube we had. It was about last Friday, actually. So I'm just going to fast forward through here. There's a couple people in the audience I can see who you might see in the pictures behind us. There you are. So you'll see some genuine reactions of people in the crowd, little candid photos. If you're inside the cube, you actually get to see people's reactions to the footage yourself from inside. There's Damien. There's a couple more. There's Justin right there. You might have seen him speaking earlier. Some more candid pictures. There's Mason right there. Look at you. Portland. Yeah. So, every year, they try to make it as close to November 5th as possible. I wonder why. Guy Fawkes masks. Remember the 5th of November. Where we actually have every person around the world, every chapter is encouraged to have a cube within 24 hours of each other, and we try to see as much activism as we can get one day. And the most recent we had was a tally of 12,406 people to say they would take veganism seriously within a 24-hour period worldwide. And that's not just people saying oh, maybe I'll try it. No, we don't count that as a tally. We get people who say they're either going vegan or they're going home and watching a documentary like Cowspiracy, What the Health, whatever. So, we actually measure all the tallies we have, and we report, and we're very organized. So, if you ever wanted to get involved in a chapter, this is a great way to start. And this is a quote from the founder, Paul Bashir. A lot of people already agree with veganism, but they just don't understand it. We're only here to help people make the connection and go vegan. So a lot of people don't understand the information behind the connection with the diet and the consequences ethically they may not agree with already, or with the environment, or with even their health, or how it's causing $1 to $3 we're spending in diabetes in the Medicare system right now. It's what's going on? So if you ever wanted to get involved, I know it's Veganuary, so a lot of people are trying to go vegan. Well, if you're already vegan, what's left to do on a Veganuary? I don't know. Well, this is what you can do. You can join our chapter. Whoops. Oh no, I did a thing.
I'll get it again.
If you ever wanted to get involved in a cube, you don't even have to be from here. We got 12 cubes in Florida alone. No matter where you're from, no matter where you're at, you can go on anonymousthevoices.com and find yourself a local chapter and join in. It's never been easier to get involved. And even if you're nervous to talk to people, you can always just stand inside the cube. You can listen to conversations around you. It's a really, really easy way to dip your feet and try the waters out. It's going to fast forward a bit. Press it too fast. So our chapter is the Fort Myers chapter. We do some cubes in Naples sometimes in 5th Avenue. We usually go the first Friday of every month. Our next cube is on February 7th. If you ever wanted to try it out, even if you didn't want to join in, just stop by, see what it looks like. We're always friendly there. And yeah, you can find us on Facebook. Just type in AV Fort Myers. There's my email if you ever wanted to take a picture of your phone and get involved. And even if you didn't want to do a cube, what if you just want to get involved, something a little more just you alone or you and your buddy, you don't have to join some fancy organization. You don't have to. You can just find people like us. We do things outside the cube all the time. We have little Change Our Mind campaigns where we gather people around. We just sit down in college campuses on our own free time. We don't even schedule it. We just kind of show up. So we sit down oh, you should be vegan. Change my mind. Some more interesting ones are Eating Dogs is Moral. Change my mind. That's a fun one. So if you ever want to get involved, oh, hello.
Who's that behind the sign on the left?
Oh yeah, James Aspie. Should be in that picture somewhere. Yeah. James Aspie was there. He visited us for our cube. Does anybody here know who James Aspie is? From Australia?
Yep.
He's a little vegan celebrity guy. Does a lot of speaking. He was silent for an entire year. An entire year, traveling, going to all these different vigils and stuff. So, yeah, that was interesting. So, yeah. Any questions? I got a lot of outreach stories if anybody wants any questions. Yeah. People ever wanted to wonder what it's like to speak to the general public when you show them information. What's up?
What's your elevator pitch?
Elevator pitch? So an elevator pitch is if you only spend time enough to be on an elevator of somebody and you want to explain to them how to go vegan. So I'm just going to press the button now. Oh, hey there. Oh, why should you go vegan? I mean, we live in 2020, dude. It's 200 years ago, it's a different time, but nowadays you can move your hand 4 inches to the left and just get something else. And you don't have to cause all this suffering anymore. there's no reason to harm somebody if you don't have to. Like we get it. You know, it used to be necessary maybe, but today it isn't. And there's no reason to do it. There's just no reason to harm someone when you don't have to. It's that simple. That's my TLDR version of it. Anybody else?
Hey, well, I can mention I was out with you guys. I've been there a couple times, and it's a really good experience. If you have not been, just usually they'll go out downtown Fort Myers. That's when I've been there, and Art Walk or whatever. There's a ton of people walking by, so they all see what you're doing. They're not expecting to see images of what happens to the animals before they show up on their dinner plate. Mm-hmm. But I think a lot of them have never seen it before, and then because they weren't expecting that, I think that everybody wants to think that they're good people, and then they'll get in a conversation with you guys about that. And you guys are really good about talking to them. I've been holding some of the TVs when I watch you guys talk to them.
Yeah. One way to think about it is it's not a fail if someone doesn't just go vegan immediately. I think there's this point system. One person in the organization once said, like, if you get to 100 points, someone's vegan, and somebody out there might already be at 8, and if they see a cube walking by, that's like adding 2 points to them. And then like they see an advertisement or a study saying like linking, like processed meats to cancer, that adds 4 points to it, and eventually before they know it, they're already like, wow, I'm gonna try this out. So nudging and everything in between, this plants a lot of seeds. I've been doing this for, how long have we doing this? Over 2 years, and we've gotten people coming back to us. I can remember they're saying they're like, oh, I'm a vegan. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, I remember your cube. Oh, okay. So like, there's a lot of influence that you give out by doing these cubes.
I can also mention too that when I was there this past time, I saw at least 2, 3, maybe 4 people approach the group, and like when I was behind the mask holding the screen, they were saying, "You guys are doing the right thing. You guys are doing a good job." And actually, I had never really heard that until recently at Cubes. I think that the whole sentiment is changing now. People are understanding more and are more aware of what's going on, and that the work that you guys are doing is very important.
Yeah, you might be afraid that people will be like yelling at you or something like that, but that's actually nowhere near as often as people who are thanking you. People inside the cube. And if you're inside the cube, you're not supposed to look left or right. You're supposed to just kind of sit there like a statue, and so people don't look at you; they look at the screen. Because when you're wearing the mask, it's not just to look like the Guy Fawkes dude from V for Vendetta. It's supposed to be that you're anonymous and you're the animals that can't speak. You're voiceless, anonymous for the voiceless.
I can share my first experience with Anonymous for the Voiceless. Mike and I were both in a cube together, and I was just standing there holding a sign that said "Truth" and had my mask on. And some lady walked up, and she just took a second to look at the video, and she realized what was happening, and she stormed off. She says, "I can't watch that." She didn't want to talk to anyone, learn anything, and I was. I don't consider myself one of the hardcore animal lovers. I mean, I like animals, I won't hurt them and feed them, but I was so upset that she wasn't willing to talk to anyone or share any of her thoughts. She just stormed away. So I started to cry.
See, I've actually had emotional experiences inside the cube too. I saw a guy in front of me in Miami cube because he started just breaking down and crying right in front of me. I feel like I had like a hidden camera moment watching that happen. He went vegan that night. He literally, because I came back with Miami again later and talked to the outreach, and he's still vegan apparently. So, and you raised your hand earlier. Yeah.
I was gonna say, why is it that you focus so much on Anonymous for the Voiceless in particular? So I know that it's your favorite organization, obviously, because you're the person who runs it essentially. But why is it? So why Anonymous for the Voiceless compared to any other political campaign? Like, why does this organization speak to you?
That's a great question. So, well, for instance of my time spent to make the most amount of difference possible, I think that if I can change people's behavior on the ground, that's a measurable effect. So people voting with their dollars to support actual industries that are way better for the environment, way less destructive, way less suffering. We got, the United Nations say 56 billion animals every year. That's not even including like animals in the ocean and everything. It's something that it's contagious, because if I teach somebody this information, they might teach others, and it's a behavior change. It's not just an opinion, right? So there's actually measurable, terminal behavior right there. What's up? best first step for someone who wants to go vegan or get more information. So answer the first part, going vegan. I like the 22-day challenge because they have licensed like nutritionists who can hold your hand for the entire thing, and they're like talk to you about your budget and everything. And if you want to get involved after you already are vegan, was that the second part? I think this is a great first step. There's probably, you can Google and find others. Like the vegan outreach guy over there was talking about how he goes to college campuses and he talks to students and stuff. The best thing about this is that we're pretty flexible. You know, just join our chapter, tell us where you like kids. If enough people want to do it, we'll do it. You know, and we have an entire network behind us. They even have an HR department, okay? Like, they are very professional. They always react to any problems we have. And, you know, we've even, it's people online when they're trying to find out where to go, and they Google it. Like, one of the first things that shows up is this organization. So we get plenty of requests from people who are like, hey, I wanted to get into activism. And people who are so shy, they don't even want to speak to people. They're so nervous. They're just like, oh, I don't want all the fights I see online sometimes. And this is the perfect beginning and top tier level of just getting out there and interacting with the public.
Just a follow-up comment. When I was in the cube and I started melting down, kudos to the volunteers who sensed that, because I had a mask on. I'm sure they really didn't know, but they must have known because they came over to ask how I was doing. So
yeah.
Thanks for that. Thanks for the training and the helpfulness.
Yeah. Any other questions about Anonymous of the Voiceless, or just general outreach tips or anything?
What did you mean when you said that it's a good starting point as well as ending point? Are you talking about like being in the cube versus not being in the cube?
Yeah. So starting point, it's easy because if you're a little intimidated to speak to people, you can just start out in the cube and you get like to see people's reactions, to watching the public art performance. You get to listen to the conversations going on around you. And before you know it, you're going to want to start saying things. You're just going to like, hey, well, I wish I could have said something better there. I mean, that's a lot of people's experiences I've heard. By the time they're in a queue, like 2 hours into it, like, okay, take this mask off. I got to talk to this guy right here. I've seen it happen. But we do encourage a one-on-one conversation. We do not want to make whoever talks to us feel intimidated or judged in any way. We just want them to know what their behavior causes. That's what we're trying to do. And let's reiterate, other forms of activism are equally valid and necessary, but ours is very much, we're not invading anybody's spaces. We're here, people come to us. That's what this is about.
Any more questions for Morel?
Awesome.
Yeah, okay.
You can always come up to me. I'm around, just tap my shoulder. Just tell me what you think. Ask any questions. I'm right here. I'm here for you.
Let's give Brad a round of applause. By the lake doing some meditation right now, but he'll be coming back whenever we're ready. Who's going to join the closing ceremony meditation? Anyone? Show of hands?
I want to,
Couple
but I
people.
have to go to
Okay. So, Xylo, whenever you're ready, we'll be waiting over here.
Xylo!
Do you mind bringing
Thanks for putting this together. Appreciate it.
I have a one-on-one.